Last week, we finished building the potato pipeline. Our base is now fully operational with pretty much infinite energy, as well as you might recognize this area where we showed our moon landing video. But even with the overwhelming evidence that we presented to them last week, I have the evidence. Sigma still doesn't believe we were the first ones to land on the moon. In fact, he still doesn't even believe we've been there at all, which means that he doesn't believe in our credibility of claiming the first victory point of the space race. But I mean, hey, we convinced Peaches, right? But not in a good way. Roll the clip.
Where did you build your base? I would love to come visit.
Yeah, I'll have to show you in some time. Now, with first impressions, you might see that as a bit of a problem. We don't have a moon base, we've never been to the moon, Peaches wants to come out and visit it, Sigma doesn't believe that we've been there, but I'll tell you, this is actually a very good blessing in disguise. Allow me to present to you the latest in our evil diabolical plans. I call it Operation Moonbase. Because realistically, there is only one way to deal with a situation in which you originally lied to someone and then they tried to call you out on it. You double down. Okay, no, that's a little, cut. That's just a little too dramatic. Let's go with something that still has a little bit of drama in it, but not quite as much. Maybe something along the lines of The Dark Knight Rises, you know, very dark and broody. Oh, that's good, I like that a lot. Yeah, you can continue the video now. Step 1 of the plan is we need to build a rocket comfortable enough for 3 people to sit in. We're gonna separate it into 3 levels: cockpit, storage, entrance. The entrance is gonna be where we board the ship. This is where we come in, we show off some cool little fancy little things. 2 is gonna be our cargo container. In here, we're gonna store a ton of crap, a lot of things useless that we're not gonna need. And number 3 is gonna be our cockpit area. This is where the captain will be seated, and then we've got the other spots down below where our passengers can stay. Each of these levels is gonna be important. We need them to be believable because they will be inside this rocket. That's right, we're gonna build a massive rocket. We want a tower here for fuel that looks like it's fueling the ship itself, as well as to have the whole support beams here holding it up. We need this to be very believable and a beautiful rocket ship, because here is the next most important plan. For the second step, we need to hollow out a massive section underground because we're building a moon set. That's right, we're gonna go and rebuild the rocket down underground, have it connected to here, simulating the whole moon again. It's gonna be just like this set, but on a much bigger, much grander scale. If we make it big enough that they can walk around inside it, there's no way they won't be able to believe it's there. This moon base that we're gonna be attaching to the rocket here is gonna be so high-tech and advanced that this would actually be a fully operational base if built on the moon. We have to pull all the stops if we're gonna be able to convince these two. And cut the music. Oh, it gave me goosebumps a couple times there. All right, I'm done being dramatic. You can play the regular music now. Now you're probably thinking, Spencer, how are we gonna build something as magnificent as that? That's a huge area to dig out. And you're right, and it would take an incredibly long time if it wasn't for this beautiful thing right here known as Amelia. That's right, Amelia's gonna do all the work for us. Amelia's been programmed and tested out. All we need to do is start the program. We need a 96 block long by 48 block wide by 26 blocks deep. We hit enter, and Amelia begins the process. Although maybe we should have started it a couple blocks higher. It's gonna take a fair amount of time. Amelia is one robot, but Amelia will come back and redeposit all the materials into this chest, which is gonna get sucked into this refined storage system, so we have nothing to worry about. Plus, this charger is connected to our main base power, which is always gonna keep Amelia up to date. When Amelia needs a recharge, Amelia will come back. If Amelia's inventory is full, Amelia will come back. Amelia was just gonna carry us to victory. Now, for those that don't fully understand the size of this, I've marked out our base. The size of our moon, you can see it, is right here. This hole here for the moon base set is gonna be about 4 to 5 times the size. The next question we've got to ask is, how are we gonna get everybody down there into it? Well, that's also pretty simple. Inside the rocket ship here, we're gonna install a teleporter here that are connected to the exact same locations in the rocket here. That way, when we go to launch the rocket, we hit the teleportation. Now, some people are probably gonna ask, well, you know, they're gonna know they didn't launch up in a rocket. It's fine, we'll just feed them some nonsense like, you know, the force of the rocket was so powerful that they blacked out as soon as it started to launch. And I just woke them up when we landed here. It's fine, I've seen the rockets they've launched, and they've only ever launched a rocket big enough for one person to sit in it. So it's pretty believable if I build a rocket this size that they'll be like, oh wow, yeah, that's gotta be pretty advanced, so we'll be fine. It's great. So those are steps 1 through 3. Step 4 is also very important because, let's be honest, if they got out of the rocket or out of the base and they walked around, it would be pretty obvious that this was a set, it wasn't the moon. So what we've done in this build of the rocket, we're gonna completely connect it to the base through a tunnel, which also begins step 5 being just as important. Oh, oops, we forgot the spacesuits. Guess we can't go inside. Now they'll never know what outside the space base feels like. Step 6 is where things get really good because we begin our super moon base sleepover party. We're gonna have so much fun eating snacks and playing games that there'll be no reason for them to even think about going outside. Plus, we can just pretend time flew by because we were having so much fun, therefore shaving off a ton of the trip. Because when you're having fun doing stuff, time just flies by. So we just gotta make sure they're laughing, they're having a great time, and it's no problem, nothing to worry about. Once the party's done, step 7, we just go back into the rocket and bloop, bloop, it teleports us back over into the shuttle of the rocket on the surface. We just throw again the same nonsense. Oh, you guys must have blacked out. You know, gravity's different on the moon. There's a lot more thrust. Definitely got you again. And then step 8, my favorite one, we celebrate. There's just no way that this plan will fail. It's foolproof. It's absolutely foolproof. Now it's gonna take Amelia a bit of time to go and dig through all of this. Wait, is Amelia gonna dig the charger? She won't dig the charger, will she? Amelia, you're not gonna dig the charger, are you? We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that. We go charger. Stick the lever here. This should hopefully reach. There we go. Okay, charger's good. Amelia can charge. Dude, she's already got 3 rows done. She might actually be done way faster than I thought. Although, I say 3 rows, but she's still got to go down 30. Yeah, she'll be a while. Godspeed, Amelia. So while Amelia's doing all the digging there, why don't we take the next step in our other plan that's currently going on, called Operation Slow Down Peaches and Sigma's Progress in Space Travel. You might be confused right now too, wondering, whoa, what do you mean the next step? This is the first I've ever heard of this plan. Well, I have good news for you. It's going well so far. Remember that stone brick monstrosity of a tower I began building straight up from my base? We are renovating and outfitting this entire structure as the new home of the environmental organization, the Overworld Conservancy. Of course, founded and ran by wealthy billionaire Jeff Bezos. Think of it like a ghost author. Technically, we've made it, but we're putting our name on it. Hello, Godfrey. Godfrey has no idea he's being recorded and put into a video. The very first product of this organization being a new Minecraft documentary, bringing to light the atrocities of the recent cobblestoning of the Netherlands. And our goal with this, of course, to bury Sigma and Peaches in a mountain of legal documents and fees that should hopefully delay their space progress long enough for me to finish building the site of my moon base set. It's absolutely, truly diabolical. By the time you're seeing this right now, the documentary should be releasing live on YouTube. Just love it when a pair of plans come and fits perfectly together. I want like a staff with a microphone on it, that's what I want. If this was longer, it'd be cool, like a Gandalf, but for content creation. That was so stupid.